Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful Bubu dress. So let's get started. Right now I'm gone ahead to fold my fabric into 4. As you can see, this is how we fold it for a butterfly Bubu dress. So I'll mark out my neck opening. We'll be using 3.5 inches for the width. If you like, you can go ahead and use 6 or 5 inches depending on how wide you want the neck to be. With mine, I'll be using 3 inches depth by 3.5 inches width. Then I'll connect the lines together. For the sleeves, I'll be making use of the full length of the material. You can go ahead to make it shorter depending on your desired length. So I'm taking my measurement from my shoulder down to my waist length, which is 16 inches here. Then the sleeves opening, usually 10 inches is enough for that, but if you want it more than that, you can make it 11 inches for the opening. You can go ahead and use 11 inches if you wish. So my client's measurements is her bust is 42. So since her bust is that, I'll be going ahead to add like extra 4 inches. But I've gone ahead to use a hip measurement. But the hip is like 47. I would have gone ahead to add extra 4 inches. But it is going to be too wide and I do not want it to be too big on her. That is why I made use of the bust measurements. Then I added 4 inches extra to the measurement, as you can see. Adding 4.5 inches to the bust measurement. So this is the right side of the fabric I'm using, because I'm going to run a stitch on top of it. And because I'm running a stitch on the top, that is why I'm tracing my chalk and marking it out on the fabric to see the lines I'm going to be running a stitch on. So my waist measurement, I am going to just take out 1 inches from it, so it does not just, I just want it to snatch just a little for it to have a little fitting at the waist region. And then my client's hip measurement is 47, like I said before, but the hip line is around 9 inches. So I'm gonna ahead to mark that out. The same measurements we use for the bust is what I'll be transferring to my hip line. So there you go, I've marked it out. So I'll connect my hip line to my waist and then to my bust line. I don't know if you can see this. The chalk I'm likely to use right now is not coming out. because the fabric is kind of having the same color with my chalk. We'll be having an opening from the knee side to the full length of the dress. I'll measure from down to my knee point. I'll use 22 inches length. Well, depending on how much you want the opening to be, but I'll be using 22 inches for my client's measurements. So I'll go ahead now and fix out the 15 inches and connect it to my hip. Watch me closely and see what I'm doing. This is very simple, like I said before. So right now that we are done tracing the areas for the measurement, we'll go ahead to cut the neck. After cutting out the neckline, we'll flip the material and mark out the same measurement we have on the other side. So I'm done doing that. Connected all the lines. This is what we have. So I'll go ahead to my sewing machine. Then I'll open it up and run a stitch straight up from my bust line down to the knee area to allow the easy movement of my clients. Now go ahead and use the bias and turn out the neckline. I run a very clean stitch on it. Let me do that and come back and show you guys what we have. Alright, and if you're still watching this video till now, please click on the subscribe button so you get notified when we drop another tutorials. Thank you. So I've gone ahead to run a stitch around and look at my neck, how beautiful and neat it's looking. So you can do that too. Run a very clean stitch on the neckline area, and then I've gone ahead also to run a stitch around that chalk area where I marked out the shape of my clients, and then the side too, I've folded it neatly, and then when I was cutting the length, I added 2 inches allowance so it will enable me to turn the down of my fabric, and I've gone ahead to do that too. As you can see, our gown turned out so beautiful, right? If you watch this video till the end and you find it helpful, please click on the subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment if you have any question. Thank you. Bye. See you in my next video.